Hey piano people, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to fix your left hand in all of your piano pieces in 3 simple steps. If you follow along with these 3 simple steps and you apply them to either the next piece you learn or the piece that you are currently learning, you will have so much more control over your left hand. And as a result, it's going to sound a lot more musical. Welcome to Ashley Young Music Studio. I'm Ashley and I'm here to teach you how to practice smarter, not harder. Let's dive in. We're going to look at Prelude number 2 in C minor from Book 2 of the Well-Tempered Clavier by Bach. This is a great example because there's a lot going on in the left hand. However, these 3 steps that I'm going to walk you through are going to work for any type of piece at any level. Step 1 is to learn the left hand first. Or if you're already in the middle of learning your piece, give the left hand some extra love. So oftentimes when people set out to learn a piece, they start with the right hand because the right hand is interesting and oftentimes the right hand has the melody. But a really great way that you can make your left hand sound instantly better is to start with the left hand. Learn the fingering of the left hand, learn the correct notes, learn the rhythm, and make sure that you give that left hand extra attention. So if you're in the stages of a piece where you are just getting started on a piece, I want you to start with the left hand. If you've already started learning a piece, that's okay. I want you to spend the next couple of weeks, every practice session, start with the left hand. And you're going to practice it as though it were just as important as the right hand. That means taking the time to write in the fingering, taking the time to count it out loud, taking the time to make sure the notes are correct. So that might look like me just starting with the first 2 measures, playing really slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, as I practice the left hand, I'm going to give it extra care and attention to make sure that no notes are poking out, no notes are incorrect, and I'm also going to do this for the whole entire piece. So today I might start with the first measure. Tomorrow, I might start with the last measure. The day after that, I might start with the second measure, and it's okay to mix it up like this because that's going to make your brain work a little bit harder to really get to know the notes in the left hand. Oftentimes when people are struggling with the left hand, it's because they don't realize that they don't know it as well as they think they do. So starting with the left hand or giving your left hand some extra attention and love can really elevate the sound very quickly. Step 2 is to count out loud. Really quickly, before we get to the next point, I wanted to share that in just a little bit over a week, I have a free 4-day class that I am teaching called Piano Practice Lab. This is a time for you and me to hang out together in Zoom, and I'm going to help you learn how to design a weekly practice routine. And this practice routine is going to help you accelerate your results and move beyond all of the wrong notes, all of the mistakes, toward confident musical expression. This event is getting really, really full, and even if you can't make the live time, replays are available when you register. You're also going to get a workbook, a practice playbook, and so many other freebies when you join. You can pause the video and click the link in the description below to reserve your seat right now, or I'll also link it on the end screen. Now let's take a minute to talk about counting out loud. So when you are learning a piece, you must count out loud, whether you're doing the right hand alone, whether you're doing the left hand alone, whether you're doing hands together. And it's very important. It's not just about rhythm. Okay, when I ask you to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. What I'm really asking you to do is make a strong connection between your brain and your hands. I'm asking you to engage your brain and practice in a mindful way that creates structure so that your brain remembers this note is right here on 1. This note is right here on the second half of 1. This note is right here on 2. This note is right here on the second half of 2, and so on and so forth. It tells your hands exactly where they need to be and when they need to be there. And whether you're starting a brand new piece or whether you take a piece that you've already learned, I bet you that if you go and try to count out loud that entire left hand by itself, you're not going to be able to do that. Now, I'm not saying that to get you down, and I'm not saying that because I don't believe in you. It's just not that common that people have put that much care and attention into counting out loud the left hand. So go do that. Make it so that you can play the beginning to the end, left hand alone, count it out loud, and your left hand is going to sound significantly better than it does right now. Step 3 is to make it beautiful. How you go about this last step is going to depend on the piece. So in this piece, this Bach, I have staccato and then I have legato. So I want to make sure I'm doing all of the articulation to make it beautiful, but I also want to make sure that none of the notes are poking out. Something that's really common in every piece is that your thumb is going to want to poke out, your pinky is going to want to be quieter, and your third finger is going to want to poke out. And that's just simply because of the anatomy of the hand. The thumb is the heaviest finger, the third finger is usually the longest finger, and the pinky is going to be the weakest. And so we need to combat that by making the left hand sound beautiful. And that means slowing down and listening, making sure that none of these notes are poking out. You can see my thumb wants to play really loud. So let's try that again. That was a little better, but I could do it a few more times, and I might even do this like 10 times in a row until I get the exact sound that I want. This Bach piece is a little more complicated because I actually have accompaniment and I have melody in the left hand. But let's say that you're working on a piece that's all accompaniment. Even though the left hand is just doing accompaniment, you still want to pay attention to it and make it sound just as beautiful as a melody. So there should be dynamics in here, there should be shaping in here, there should be no poking out of random notes, the articulation should be followed. Now, I have an entire tutorial that's all about how to make the left hand sound beautiful, and I walk you through my favorite practice method for just that. I'm going to link that video right here on the end screen so that you can jump right into it. And I'm also going to link Piano Practice Lab. You're going to want to click that link and reserve your free seat right now because we start in just a little over a week, and you're not going to want to miss out on this free 4-day class where you will learn to design a weekly practice routine that helps you move beyond the notes to confident musical expression. I can't wait to see you in Piano Practice Lab, and I can't wait for you to check out that other video. Happy practicing.